Good evening, folks. This is Mike Aguzin from Joe DiMaggio's Clubhouse, part of the North Beach Library. I want to thank Robert Carlson. I wouldn't be here for him and not for him, and I would not be here if Ronald Sauer had not brought me into. Um, I wish to mention a couple of people. My dad, who was a former school principal, jock. My brother Brandon, who's in a board and care home. And then especially, I want to dedicate this to the North Beach poets and artists and painters, the Bohemians here. And I want to include in memory Tony Vaughn. Cahill Hill used to say, keep the grit. QR Hand hired me in 1974 to be a counselor right out of Cal. All right. Crushes. Oh, I sing to youth with bow and arrow, with targets in Tilden Park in the Berkeley Hills. So long ago, the acorns, pony rides, trout pond fishing, and Lake Anza. To these bold days of yore, to those shining days, and earlier an egg hunt where a boy was found beneath a small structure. I don't know whether he was alive or dead. The drama of early youth, the learning about life and death, the loss of innocence, the gains of small wisdom from that, however vague mortality might have been and is, a dead cat, dying grandparents, baseball, Barley's orange drink, Hershey bars, home runs, and early childhood crushes. These participated in making up my youth. And of course, we're here today, as if we're here today. This is retro at Joe DiMaggio Clubhouse. All right. My sister Claire has multiple sclerosis. She's in a wheelchair. This is for Claire. Somehow, sadly, another day. A childhood filled with curiosity, a kind of wanderlust, the shapes, sounds, sights, smells of the garden, of the water in our pool, the kinesthetic joy of reaching, climbing a vine, clinging structure on the sides of our garage, childhood fantasy and play, princes, princesses, knights in shiny armor, all trumpeting the love and glory of youth. And Claire, you taught me a second way to tie my shoes. I just turned 60 years old a couple of months ago. I attempted to bring my smoking down from 2 packs to 1 pack. I did that for a couple of months. Now I'm back up. But I did quit beer, the reason why my lower GI and all the medicines I take. But I want to segue with that into this guy goes to the doctor and he says, Doctor, will I live longer if I quit sex and booze and smoking? And the doctor looks at the patient and says, no, but it'll sure seem so. All right. Bohemians. Now is a good time to keep watching beauties walk by. Now what is it you want to say? Oh, what a day. The fishbowl, the tonic to the starfish are burning bright, as you like, with the fisher people, the hipsters, the woodsmen, the hermit, the fairy people, druids, lovers, some coffee and cigarettes too, the artist, musicians, painters, bohemians, come one and all, clowns and even Dharma, what it be, with sunken treasures, evolutionary scientists, and revolution, rebellion, chaos, and even anarchy, although I'm mostly liberal and not radical. Come all, come one, bohemians true, gypsies, dancers, come one, come all. This poem coming up has sort of a little bit of a Zen ending. All is holy. I'm feeling my bowels move. I'm still in my room with pill vials on my desk. I wish to experience a cognitive enhancement, a sharpening of the mind, if you will. Then I just took a shit. I do feel better. Now where to? Maybe Borders? I'm to reread Siddhartha and then write? Good idea. The wind blows. I can hear it here as cars goes by. I'll roll a joint. Today I believe they may have stopped the biotech protesters. I don't see a lot of helicopters flying around. I just took more caffeine and guarana. I'm at Joe's. The windows are wide open to let the air circulate. It is hot, almost ridiculously hot. Again, I say to myself to focus, concentrate, even among the hubbub of the cafe. A petite brunette fox acquires a chair outside with a guy who has a nose ring. How cool. I just went for a puff. All is holy. Now's the time to mention a few of the crowd and artists and bohemians, besides Ronald Sauer, Rosemary Mano, Jerry Ferez, Tony Vaughn, Fanny Renoir. There are many, many others, but these folks I've seen over a 20-year period. I'd like to acknowledge them. Now this poem, and this is all very retro. In fact, Joey Cook asked why I wrote this poem when Macondo Cafe in the Mission was closed. It's been closed for about 2.5 years. But this was written about 6 years ago. And on the walls were Martin Luther King, Che Guevara, Louis Armstrong, and other jazz greats. Gravity. A large-breasted woman comes by. It is Wednesday. I am reading, relaxing more. I like the features of the woman's face 2 tables down from me next to the window. She seems to be getting through the Bay Guardian. Maybe she is bored. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I'm reading A Brief History of Time, Stephen Hawking's. This woman, a few tables ahead of me, seeks some kind of contemplation. I'm at Cafe Macondo in the Mission. Lady gets up, shuffles papers. She appears to be leaving as I inquisitively watch her go out. Young cafe worker goes out the door and comes back in. What is it about the energy in this foggy city? I'm taking the day off to relax and get away from the Granada, and my nerves aren't in the greatest shape, you see. Cafe Macondo, the revolutionary cafe, is warm and pleasant. A guy attempts to sell his cap. He seems inebriated as he goes to a table of what I suppose are 2 lesbians in their private conversation. I'm chilling down today. It is a pleasure to slow down. The ambulance and siren go by. A good lyrical tune plays in the background. Crap, very little guarana is on the market. Reading physics, not doing physics, is going slow, but I'm following most of it. Adobe Books is across the way. Get back and read. The Doppler effect is now being discussed. The red and blue stars going away, coming toward us. The expanding universe, Hubble Friedman. I went over to Adobe Books, and I recognized a guy that had been at the store for maybe 15, 20 years. I would not be surprised. I went then into the alley, then back at the cafe. A woman is looking to sit down. She is in a red sweater. I am hungry and a horny man. She comes and sits down in front of me. I like what I see. She looks at what might be a resume. She appears to have some anxiety. She does seem responsible. Do I today? I'm getting away. As she puts a $20 bill into an envelope, and now she puts a $5 bill into the same envelope. I think of the agony and ecstasy about Michelangelo. My neighbor pets her knee. The expansion of the universe, like the spots on a balloon, as it is blown up, the spots get further away. Density is uncertain. The Big Bang, an infinite universe. General relativity is only an incomplete theory. There is an attempted single quantum theory of gravity, and that ain't all, folks. A16A1, a massive star, has been acknowledged and confirmed. That's just came out that the star, like 2 times bigger than any other star in the universe, has been discovered, if you will, and I don't know if you've heard of that. Also, now at this point, I want to mention another doctor joke. The guy goes to the doctor and he says, "Doctor, am I insane?" And then the doctor looks at all these battery of tests and he looks at the patient. He says, "Yeah, you're insane." And then the patient says, "Doctor, I need a second opinion. I need a second opinion." And the doctor looks at the patient, "Yes, and you're ugly."